Welcome to Blood, Gore, and Ghouls Horror Movie Podcast. I'm your host, Ian Van Gogh, and I am stoked about this episode. So this week, I get to chat with the director of Cruel and Blood Gorge, Victor Gabriel. Now, I'm a huge fan of both of his movies, and Terror Films actually put a quote of mine on some of the promo sheets for Cruel, so that was awesome. And Blood Gorge, I absolutely love. It's one of my favorites of this year, one of my favorites in general. It's a 40-minute, no-budget slasher that's a throwback to 80s horror. It's fantastic. It's got some gnarly ass blood and gore, practical effects, and it's just a fun time. So I highly recommend checking out both films. Please go follow RFN Pictures on Instagram and YouTube. That's where Victor posts all the details and behind the scenes for the films. But yeah, this was fantastic. This was an awesome time, a great conversation. Victor introduced me to some super low budget indie horror flicks. So yeah, I can't say enough good things about Victor. Please go check him out. Give him some support. The dude is going to do some really fucking cool things. I can feel it. I just know it. But without further ado, let's get into it. Please enjoy episode 38 of Blood, Gore, and Ghouls, my conversation with Victor Gabriel. Blood, Gore, Ghouls, Horror Movie Podcast. Blood,
there'll be food and drink and ghosts, and perhaps even a few murders. You're all invited.
Well, and today we have a very special guest. Well, he's the director of Cruel, Blood Gorge, and the upcoming Cruel Last House on Morrow Road. Victor Gabriel, welcome to the show, brother. How are you?
Dude, I'm so well. How are you? Again?
I'm great, man. Ever since you agreed to talk to me, I've been fucking stoked beyond belief. Like,
I don't know why, but I'm stoked to be here. Thank you.
Well, I'll tell you why. So, obviously, I watch horror movies all day, not all day, or every day. I wish I could watch them all day, but life. But ever since I watched Cruel, there was just something about it that piqued my interest, and I was all about it. And then I watched Blood Gorge the other day, and that movie just spoke to me. Like, as ridiculous as it sounds, like it had everything, like everything that I love in a horror movie, it has. And I was like, fuck yeah. So
it spoke to me.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't even know how to react right now. Just because, like, listen, I'm not trying to go off on a tangent, and I'm sorry, but I'm about to really quick. When people say that, I feel like we should start listening to them a little bit more often. That spoke to me in some regard. That means like I mean, I don't know if you mean it, but I mean, I kind of feel like when you say that spoke to me, it kind of like really means something. Like you connected with something. Again, I'm not saying you mean that about this movie. I just mean, damn, that phrase that spoke to me means I felt something with it.
Right.
And that's why that statement is crazy. So I don't know if I explained.
Yeah, no.
Anything.
And it's not something I don't usually use that phrase because I don't know, it sounds so like, I don't know, so not me. But there's really no other, like, literally it's got everything that I love in a horror movie. So it spoke to me. Like, there's nothing else to say about it, really.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what that means, and I appreciate you saying that. I don't know if you're fucking around with me or if this is like a cosmic joke, like that someone hired you to kind of like do this. But like, I really do appreciate that. I'm not trying to be funny. I just I don't know, man. I think it was good for what we were trying to do, Blood Gorge, and I think we don't know how to do this. We don't know how to make movies. The idea, it was just, hey, broccoli. Sorry, broccoli's growling. You okay? For anyone watching, we have a little dog and a bigger dog, and they're trying to like quarrel right now. So sorry. I'm sorry, Ian. What was I saying? What were we talking about? My mind is all over.
Yeah, just you said.
Yeah, we just don't know how to make movies.
Yeah. But I really like that's what's great. What's great about it though, like, I don't know, I don't know if you're aware of like what I do on TikTok, like watching movies and quote unquote reviewing them, which literally I just like getting the names of the movies out there. So
You're right.
I love low budget indie. Like I'll watch the other ones. I'll watch all of them, but that's kind of like my
No, me
thing.
too.
I love the indies. So yeah, I just like being able to get those names out there to more people.
Yeah, I
So
appreciate
yeah,
it, dude. I
absolutely.
I don't have like TikTok or anything, so it's like tough for me to gauge with stuff like that because I just don't really use social media too often,
Mhm.
like
Yeah,
outside of the page. And I really only have Instagram, so it's just like I don't really see what the extent of what other people are doing. Isn't that weird that we're like kind of closed off if we don't have this other
yeah,
thing
right.
to show us their thing, so we only have Instagram right now for what we're doing. Oh, and YouTube, you feel me? But like
Mhm.
that's it. So I guess there's like 10 other platforms we could probably put our stuff out on or talk about our stuff on, but we just don't. I
Yeah.
don't know how to use it.
No. I mean, it's a lot, and I mean, I stick mostly with TikTok, but
Mm,
yeah, I mean, if you try to like delve into all the social medias, it's a whole job in itself.
right.
So I definitely don't blame you for sticking to one or two of them.
Yeah, just it's a lot of work that I
Mhm.
can't fathom, you know.
Yeah, right.
And I think that's like why I wanted to make movies, or like not that we've made movies, but we made like a sort of a movie. But I don't know. I just keep planning this next little thing because I kind of feel like it's like I don't know. My brother and I get existential with this stuff, and I was just on the phone with him, and I'm just like, this is what keeps us human. You know what I mean? Just like making stupid stuff. And yeah, if we don't do that, and we're just working to work, and we come home and don't have an outlet or a fun thing to do,
Right.
what are we?
Yeah, right.
Forgive the
Absolutely.
rant.
So I know you're a huge horror movie fan as well. So what got you into horror movies?
It's sounds so corny, dude, but I can't remember a time that like wasn't watching horror movies.
Mhm.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, dude. I guess like Halloween and Thriller, were on
Okay.
TV all the time. And like my earliest memories of watching TV was probably scary movies and shit that, your parents shouldn't show you.
Right.
Like, and then they later regret showing you, but then they're like, oh, it's cool. I can show you again. That weird balance. But like, yeah, just I don't remember a time where I wasn't thinking about like horror movies. You know what I mean?
Right.
Um, I don't know, just all of them. I Blair Witch Project in the movie theater when I was a kid. Forget about it. Um, yeah, since I don't know, ever since I was a child, and I think if you're really into horror movies, you probably were since you were a kid.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah, it's always a different story for everyone. But yeah, so you've watched them for as long as you can remember, and you've
yeah,
just never have not watched them.
no, like there's never been a time in my life where I was like not a huge fan of horror movies.
Okay.
And I remember like being 8 or 9 years old talking to my classmates about like Jack Frost and stuff, like
Mhm.
90s horror movies,
Right.
and they were like, "What are you talking about?" And like that's why I know there's another echelon of people out there that just like are in a whole nother matrix because they don't
Mhm.
know what I'm talking about when I bring up Jack Frost. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you have to specify which one, the Michael Keaton one or the
No, it was always the Killer Stone Man
right,
one.
right. I just love that there's two of them that came out around the same time.
Yeah.
One's like a Michael Keaton family film, and the other one is the
Right.
fucked up horror version of Jack Frost.
Yeah, there's like that joke on the internet where there's like the picture of like somebody swapping the tapes and the
Yeah,
cases, like, oh,
absolutely.
favorite thing to do. And like, dude, that's kind of messed up.
Yeah, a little bit, but it happens.
Yes.
Um, but yeah, no, I'd say as far as my kind of intro into horror, like I saw.
Oh, please, yeah.
I saw horror movies like when I was real young, at my grandmother's house, surprisingly
Right.
enough. And so I was introduced to like Hellraiser 2 and The Fly 2. Like super like brutal shit that like was ingrained in my memory that like scared the
Yeah.
shit out of me. But
Right.
then my parents were super religious, so I wasn't like I couldn't kind of continue watching horror growing up
Mm.
until I kinda got to the age where I could, like, find it on my own.
Mhm.
So, it kind of like the little snippets of when I was way too young to see it, kinda lit the fire, and then
Yeah.
not being able to continue to watch it, uh, definitely led into me, discovering it then again and just going crazy with it.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, it's like I said, it's always like it's kind of the same story with all of us horror fans, but at the same time, it's like kind of different
Y
scenarios.
You're right. There's, like, completely different nuances and, like, walks of life, though,
Mhm.
that you're right, you're absolutely right, and that's kind of mind-blowing to think. So, yeah, what sounds like a really simple question is just super, like, you can just dive into that forever, really.
Mhm. Yeah.
Um, but that is really compelling because, like, I kinda grew up semi-religious too, like, my family my mom, she was, like we were, like, Catholic or whatever, and so I feel like there was a small part in time where she was kind of like not strict about it, but like
Mhm.
was kind of like, oh no, what have we done? And then just stopped caring inevitably. And
Right.
yeah, so I guess I like empathize with that totally because some people had a much more strict upbringing, I suppose, than you because
Right.
definitely more than me. And and so yeah, that's kind of nuts to think about, really, because I can't
Yeah.
imagine not being able to watch this silly shit,
Mhm.
like someone being
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
disgruntled by that.
Yeah, I know, right? All worked up over something like that, yeah. And then
It's
there's
crazy.
people that went their whole, like, childhood without being allowed to watch anything, and they don't
Oh
really
yeah,
discover it until adulthood, like so, yeah,
yeah.
it's wild.
My next door neighbor, his name was Matt, and he had us. They were my brother and I's age, so they were two kids, and they weren't allowed to go see Casper, the Friendly Ghost, because it was
Oh,
too like satanic or whatever. And I remember we went and saw that shit, like,
yeah.
and then I would tell my next door neighbors about it, and like their parents got mad at my parents, for letting me talk about Casper the Friendly Motherfucker, like the ghost,
Right.
dude.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
so
it
that's
is
weird
funny,
to
yeah.
think about. Like
Mhm,
people's, dude, we're so different, but so the same at the
mhm.
same time.
Right, yeah. Yeah, it's always funny too, like, because I remember things like that, like one I remember is Batman Returns. So,
Yeah,
like, when that came out, I remember it was, like, all this, like, the the Karens of the world and everything, uh, saying that it was, like, super dark and that the penguin bites off someone's face and,
it's kind of
like,
scary, dude.
Oh, for sure, yeah,
That
but,
movie's
like,
scary though.
it's always blown so far out of proportion.
Oh
So,
yeah,
like, obviously, I wasn't able to see that one, even though I was, like, a huge fan of Batman. I couldn't
right,
see that one for many years after it was released, and then when I finally watched it, I'm like, This is nothing." Like,
right,
not nearly as bad as what they made it out to be. So it's
right.
always funny, like, hearing things that people say about horror movies, um, and it's always such this big ordeal, and then you watch it, and it's like, "Eh." I mean, I get it, but at the same time, like, I don't think we need to go
Right.
that far with it.
I can agree. Do you have a good example of that? Because like I'd love to hear them because I could just talk about this shit all day. Um, there's like weird socio-political barrier with horror movies, with any artwork really, but I feel
Mhm.
like horror movies in particular are really what still push people's buttons, and like for what type of thing.
Right.
Like you can say whatever you want in a comedy, and nobody like really is like what the hell. But like for some reason, it's like horror movies, and I guess it's like yeah, there's explicit violence, I guess, to worry about. But like, dude, like you just scrolling and you see explicit violence type of thing.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
it's just all. It's not even like something like it's fake, dude. It's
Mhm.
like it's a movie. What are people getting mad about? If you don't
Right.
want to see it or let someone in your family, don't go see it. So
Right.
why are you censoring it for censorship is such a strange thing and it has really grave implications to a degree. And I think especially with movies, like dude, think about like music coming out nowadays. Like you can't, some people would be like, oh, you can't say that in a song, or like you can't do that in a song. And no one's really banning it, but to a degree, it's like what they'll show theatrically. There's millions of people out there that are only going to see those big horror movies and never anything
Right.
else, because they'll never know, of a whole nother
Right.
world of weird stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because to a degree, censorship, you can go see
Right.
Tarot in the movie theater right now, but like, I don't know what point.
Yeah.
I don't know the point I'm trying to make, bro.
No, it's all good.
Censorship is wild.
It is. Yeah, it is.
And
Yeah.
mhm.
I'm trying to think, but like to your point, like with Casper, like their parents wouldn't let them see Casper because
Yeah.
of like satanic shit. Like I don't remember any satanic shit in Casper. Like,
Right. I mean, just I think the idea of like occultism and
I
just
guess, yeah, a
yeah,
ghost.
I mean, it's the afterlife, and if you don't go to heaven, then
Yeah,
fuck you.
it's so weird. Like in growing up religious, like yeah, it's so weird how they pick and choose like
Oh, for sure.
what to get offended by. Like it's a kids movie about a ghost. Who gives a shit? But
I you think back to, and like it's like I don't know why I'm going all like socio-political with this, and I'm not trying to, but in this like abysmal world we're living in, it's like I don't even know if I would want to raise kids, because like
yeah,
what if I showed them the wrong thing because I like weird shit,
mm-hmm.
and it's like, don't we all? And I feel like their parents should dude, sometimes like there's just we just let them we let ourselves like run wild, and so
Mm-hmm.
maybe that's why I'm this age making these things, or at least trying to, or whatever. It's like, what's the appropriate age to watch a horror movie?
It's
Yeah.
different for everyone. I have a 7-year-old daughter,
Okay.
and obviously she's grown up. Like if I turn the camera around and you looked at my studio, I have horror shit all over the place.
Yeah.
So I mean, she grew up in that. She's grown up. She knows all the horror characters. She hasn't seen the movies, but she knows like who they are. She can name them all. For some reason, ever since she's been like 2 or 3, she has loved Chucky. So like she dressed up as Chucky for Halloween one year. So she loves Chucky and Tiffany. And last year when she was 6, I let her watch the first Child's Play movie.
Oh my
And
gosh. That's a
she was
scary
all
movie.
it is,
Right.
but like it's not like in the scheme of things of like what is released today, like going
Yeah.
back and watching it, it's really not scary. And like I've told her like the whole time, like this is fake. Like
Right.
it's a movie. None of this is real. Dolls don't come to life. So she knows that she watched it and like she liked it, but it wasn't like she didn't have like this like crazy response to it. So since then
That's
we've
good love.
watched up to Bride of Chucky because she loves Tiffany. So we watched
Yeah.
Bride of Chucky. She's all about it. But she has like we haven't really watched anything else. Like
Other
obviously
than horror movies?
I'm not gonna show her like any crazy like gory
Oh,
any
right.
of that shit quite yet. But
But if I may interject, I
yeah,
think, Child's Play and Bride of Chucky, that's the one you just mentioned, right?
yeah,
Dude, that movie's pretty, and I'm not judging at all, dude.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
like I saw those movies when I was at that age. You feel me?
Right.
Like this is like no judgment, but like when I just watched it, I just showed my fiance that movie a couple months ago for the first time.
Mhm.
I was like, "You've never seen Bride of Chucky?"
Right.
So we watched that one, and I was like, "Man, this movie holds up." But I was like, "Damn, this movie's kind of messed up, dude. There's like
Yeah.
some really weird stuff in that one."
Yeah, yeah.
And I was thinking like, man, I saw this way too young, and I think I saw it when I was like, dude, I was like 10 or
Mhm.
11 when it came out.
Yeah.
And I I think about like, yo, this is not appropriate to a degree, but like, our parents, you're a parent, dude,
Yeah.
so you get to choose. I don't know how, if my state, I don't even know what I would be able to choose.
Mhm. Yeah,
It's
I
a
mean, I
weird
don't
thing.
know. I don't know what the right answer is. Like I said, it's different for everybody. So like
Right.
it, you know, a quote unquote normal family of kids who don't know anything about horror movies,
Yeah.
you know, showing them Bride of Chucky, then yeah, that would probably fuck them up.
It probably
Um,
messed them up. But you're
right.
right.
And
But
and I
if you grow up with somebody that's like a fan
yeah,
of it like you, and
right.
it's like normalized around the house, and it's like,
Yeah.
you know, like you said, you temper it where it's like you tell them like this is
Mhm.
fake, you know,
Right. Yep.
ground them in
So
reality.
and I mean there was a few scenes where I kind of like hit her eyes like, you
Yeah.
know, does get kind of gnarly and Bride of Chucky, but at the same time like, you know, seeing a little bit of the gore and whatnot, I'm like, you know, it's very fake, and I'll explain it to
Right.
her like how it's done,
Right.
and stuff like that. So she like kind of has that understanding.
No,
So
for sure.
I don't know. I mean, maybe it'll fuck her up growing up, or maybe it'll just kind of lead into being a horror fanatic, like the rest
Right.
of us.
No,
So
for sure. And I think to a degree, it's like, what, you know, whatever. It's just like we just
right,
like weird movies, dude. And
yeah,
I think that's what it is. Like we all grew up with weird cartoons and movies that just kind of, I don't know if it scarred us to a
right,
degree. I mean, there's still things like I think about from movies I saw when I was a kid that just kind of still make me think. And like I remember the first time I saw it, and I'm just like, "Ugh," you know, like that time in Phantasm where the fucking ball goes through dude's face and it's just like, and they flip him over and it's just like sticking out of his face. Like
yeah,
I still do that when I close my eyes, dude. Like it's in my head forever.
yeah.
And it just won't go anywhere. That's what I see when
Yeah.
I close my eyes.
Yeah, I have 2 of those. Like I said,
Broccoli.
watching,
Sorry.
No, you're good. Oh, Hellraiser 2,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
scene where the skinned dad is, like,
Oh,
sitting against the wall and he writes, "Help me, I'm in hell."
yeah.
That is forever stuck in my brain, and then there's the scene from The Fly too, where, whatever, Brundlefly's son is
Brundle.
he's in the
Sundlefly.
yeah, he's in the hotel, and he's sitting on the
Yeah.
couch, and he's, like, starting to cocoon, and there's the light
Yeah.
outside that's just flicking on and off. Like, that scene just oh, it fucking gave me nightmares, and I
Yeah.
watched it again recently, and, like, it's not nearly as effective now, but it's still, like,
But it's the
kinda,
way you saw it
ugh.
initially
Yeah.
that you remember.
Yeah.
Bruno, please get over here. That's wild, dude. It's just like those are the things I like. You ever like equate like something you saw in a horror movie to real life? Like when you're living it and you're like, for example, like the Final Destination shit, like when you're driving
Mm.
on the highway and you
Oh,
see
absolutely.
right, you
Yes.
feel me? So that's how they trickle into your life like this, where dude, if you have that really good, I don't want to call it a trope, but that really good like device that just gets in people's skin, that you know,
Mhm.
a Jaws at the beach, or like the
Right.
the shower scene, or Final Destination's like the new version of those. But
Mhm.
I think that's crazy when you can creep into someone's mind like that and be in there permanently to wherever you see this one thing, you think of that movie instantly.
Yeah,
And I think that's
absolutely.
super
Yeah, I think
unnerving. So I think there's a lot of power in that, you
mhm.
know, and that way when we see stuff like that at a young age.
Yeah. Yeah,
Pretty
I think
wild.
Final Destination 2 is a perfect example because I refuse to drive behind any truck that has fucking logs on it. I will
Right.
do
But
whatever I
then
can to get past that.
no, but then it's like you're trying to swerve to get around it, and that's when the car with the longer spear sticking out of it goes through your windshield and impales your face because you
Yeah.
foresaw death, but death was like,
Oh,
nah, nah, and like jukes you. Like, yep,
damn it.
that's how you go. That's
Yeah.
probably like the intro to the new Final Destination. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I speaking of that, I am intrigued to see what they're gonna do with that.
Yeah, me too. I'm a big fan, dude. I think those are
Mhm.
so fun.
They are real yeah. Whether they're quote unquote good movies or not, yeah, they're fun. They're a blast.
I mean, honestly, I think the first one still holds up as like a good,
Mhm.
like solid horror film, like just
Yeah.
a solid film. Like it's very, you know, you don't. It's one of those movies that you don't have to be a horror fan to enjoy. You know,
Right. Yep.
like you that appeals to like not even like guys. I'm so sorry. 2 seconds.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
Here,
Take time.
here. Hmm. Sit, Bruno. All right. All right. Anyways, yeah, movies are crazy.
Right. Well, speaking of movies, let's talk about yours. So let's start with Cruel. So first of all, I want to say the poster art for Cruel is fantastic.
It's pretty
I
awesome.
don't. Was that your idea, or who came up with the poster art?
Well, we have the two. There's the one where like Laura's in the cross, like hanging upside down,
Okay.
and I like that one a lot. But there's the one with the skull, which is so it was an effect made by a local effects artist that I from on a Halloween skeleton that I had sitting around.
Okay.
This artist James Bell in the area gooped it up and made it for a friend of mine, Brandon's project way back when. And so yeah, we just took a picture of it because it's like in the movie for a minute. It's like the person in the woods is holding it, but we just like we had it sitting on the beach like over there, and we took a picture of it. And I don't even remember. I think CJ, who does graphic design for us, he did a few mock-ups, and I think we just used pictures that we had taken, and that was just like a picture. It's not like a scene in the movie, but it's like a reference to the person holding it for like literally 5 seconds. So I almost feel like it's very misleading in a way, but I love it. It's so like illicit and gross that like, hey, broccoli, stop. That it's just icky, and I feel like if people were to see it, they'd be like, click, like if I saw that scrolling through, I'd be like, what is that?
Right.
So
And that
we
was
just
kind of
went
my
with it.
response. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I love it.
Thank you. I think it came out really cool. I just wanted something like that looked grindhousey, even though this movie isn't like a grindhouse film. And we sent pictures to my friend CJ, who's in the movie, and there's like an original version, and then there's one that Terror Films did, where you can see them both on Instagram. And ours was just the skull. I was gonna grab it just to show you what it looked like.
Oh, yeah.
But the goopy version is the Terror Films version, because like we sent them that and we're like, we think this would be really cool. And then they were like, all right, but let's make it goopy. And now it's goopier. It's got like an eyeball in it, and it's
yeah.
And now
Yeah, I saw the cover, and it reminded me of like when we were growing up, like the kind of the band, quote unquote, like movies like that you would hear about, like the VHS or the DVDs that were like super hard to find, super rare. But yeah, as soon as I saw that cover art, I was like that. It just like I was like, I need that on like a VHS on my shelf.
Yeah, we have it. Or I'm trying to make it on VHS.
Hell yeah, I need one for sure.
Yeah, I made all the cases. They look nuts. I mean, CJ again did the artwork, but I'm still dubbing all the tapes. So they're not done yet. But yeah, like it's really cool art. I'm not gonna lie. I can't take credit for it. I didn't make it, but that's why I can say that shit is cool, dude.
Right.
Yeah, I like it a lot. And he also did the artwork for Blood Gorge too, which is I kind of sent him pictures. I took pictures of my fiance and myself like in the mask and sent them to him. I was like, yo, rip off these 5 Italian like 70s and 80s posters with these pictures. And he was like, oh, got you. And just sent me that a couple days later. And I was like, what the hell? And yeah, he crushes it, dude. CJ is,
hell yeah,
he's the man.
Hell yeah. So as far as Cruel, then, so how did it come about? Like the story, movie, everything.
Yeah, I made a fake trailer one time for like a thing that we were gonna do called Scream of the Dog Man, and I just have a crappy camera type of thing, and I've never made a movie, and we just wanted to do something because like I like independent movies too, and so I just wrote a couple lines for a couple of my friends to say, and then we just went messing around in the woods and filmed a movie. And it could have been totally different. Like I didn't really expect anyone to pick it up or anything. And I wasn't really gonna try to do much with it other than make a better one next time.
Okay.
So I just wanted to like make a movie just to see if I could make what might even look like kind of a movie. And so we did that really abruptly, just and then just Maddie at the time, who's in the movie, I'd never even met her. But I was friends with Ali, and I was like, "Yo, would your girlfriend want to be in this thing? Because like we need a person to be this character." And he's like, "Dude, totally." And we got to her house, and she was like all ready, like to do this character. I'd never even spoken to her, and so I don't know. She was sick, and she's in Blood Gorge too, and she's everyone that acts in all of these movies is in all of the other ones.
I know. I noticed that. Yeah, it's all. I was going to ask you that. It seems to be it's all a big friend group for the most part.
Yeah, I'd say it's a small friend group, but it's like it's that's what it is. It's just like me and my friends trying to do this thing that will hopefully get better. So it's not really, Cruel wasn't really supposed to be like a movie. I just wanted to make something and put it on a DVD and go to like some silly convention and like trade people or sell them, or whatever, just like have fun. And it was fun. It was a lot of fun. And so we'll make a better one next time, which I feel like we've done. We're just kind of like, we're still editing it. And a lot of stuff fell through. It's just like we had to like work around it for Cruel Part 2, like Last House on Morrow Road. It's all so silly, dude. When I think back on it, it's all just silly stuff, but I really like making this crap, It's just been super fun.
Yeah, you can kind of tell like it's I think that's what kind of attracted me to it too, is like I love the content. It feels very raw and real from like a filmmaking standpoint, and you can just tell you're all having fun.
Yeah.
Like I don't really know how else to describe it, but it's just like you get that vibe from it that like you're all a friend group and you're all doing this because you love horror movies, and it's fun for you to make it.
I think that's all it is. That's really all this is. It's nothing more and it's nothing less. It's not even like you can't explain it any better type of thing. I really just want to keep doing that, with my friends, and maybe they'll get slightly bigger or whatever on our own volition or whatever. I just want them to get better, something that I would be like, yo, that was sick. I just want to make something that I would think is sick. And I think Blood Gorge is that. Like, if I were to watch that movie, I'd be like, that was sick.
Right.
But I totally see how it's not for everyone. I don't think people are going to watch it and like love it because I mean, some people might, but I think some people won't just kind of understand what the hell we were doing, which is literally just fucking around,
right? Yeah.
And having a good time. And we're not. I said to my friends the other day when we were making, or I guess a couple months ago when we were filming Cruel 2, just like, I guess we're kind of filmmakers to a degree, but it's kind of, when do you become a filmmaker,
Right.
I don't know. Are these films? Are they movies? Like what are they?
Yeah, I would say so. Whatever it is, I'm loving it. I'll say that.
I appreciate it, dude.
Yeah, for sure. So
Thank
like
you.
I said, so I forget how it happened, but Terror Films, I don't know if I reached out to them, they reached out to me, whatever. But yeah, they sent me the screener for Cruel. And like I said, I loved it. I was all about it. I'm a huge cryptid fan also. So the fact that it has to do with the dog man, I was all about. So yeah, watch that. I was all about it. I like started checking out Terror Films and all that. And then they ended up putting like one of my quotes on one of the promos for
Cruel.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Right. Yeah, I was stoked on that. And then I saw I'd seen like the poster for Blood Gorge, and I was like, I need to check this out. And then my buddy Justin, who goes by Slasher Talk on TikTok and Instagram,
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. He watched it and then he hit me up that morning and was like, "Yo, like you got to check this out." He's like, "This is right up your alley." So
Oh yeah, I think he did tell me that. Somebody
yeah.
did, or maybe you'd mention that in text, but it's weird to hear out loud.
So yeah, I watched it and I was like yes, 100%. This is the movie for me. I love it.
I'm
I've
so
watched
glad
it.
to have found you.
Yeah, right. I've watched
Like,
it like 3 or 4. Like I just watched it again today. Like
wow.
I'm hooked on it. And so yeah, whenever I saw that you were making physical media of it, like a
Yeah.
DVD, Blu-ray, whatever it is, I was like,
Mhm.
I need this. Like, how do I get this?
Thanks,
So yeah,
dude.
absolutely. Like I'm stoked on it, and that's why I was like so happy to like talk to you today.
I'm
Like
so
whether
happy to talk to you, man. I'm not making much sense, but I really appreciate it
no,
all. Like, it means a lot.
there's
I just
no
I go on
formula to
tangents.
this. There's no
Yeah,
formula to this podcast. And we're just I just like talking to people
for
who
sure.
make
Me too.
movies.
Yeah,
So yeah,
I like
it's
talking to people about movies. Period. You feel
right.
me? Like,
Yeah.
just in general, dude. I could do this all day, dude. If you want to make this
Mhm.
like a weekly thing, dude, and just call me up. Like,
Hell yeah.
I don't know. I could go off on stuff, and in a good way. I always feel like if I have a critique of something, I feel like it's never to hate on this movie.
Mhm.
It's always like I always like to try to find the things that I can appreciate about any movie, even if it's like terribly, terribly what I consider boring. Someone else might really, really fuck with it, and that's not for me to say. And I don't want to like influence other people's decisions on a lot of things, but there's been a few times where that just like something really gets under my skin, and I gotta just rant about it, dude.
Mhm.
With movies, and it shouldn't be that serious ever. So I try to just like always see the positives in lots of stuff, big or small.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So I can talk about it all day.
I'm exactly the same way. Like with my reviews on online.
Yeah,
I if something I don't like, I always say it's just not for me. Like I
right,
never try to like I never tell someone don't watch this because
right,
just
right.
because I didn't like it doesn't mean that everyone else won't. And vice versa. So
Exactly.
yeah.
That's
So
what
yeah,
it
that's
is.
why I'm always I always go for the lower budget indie stuff. Because a lot of people hate on it just because of that reason. Because it's
Yeah,
not a big studio film or some shit, like and, like, as much as I like big studio budget horror movies, the heart and soul of horror is in the indie low budget shit. Like, that's where all the
I,
good ideas are at.
I would agree, dude. And like like you said, I like a lot of the big budget stuff too. Like I'll still go to the movies and see like all this crap, dude.
Right?
But I also have stacks of like stuff that nobody's never ever heard of, dude. Can I put you to the test with some indie stuff?
Oh, let's see.
This wasn't like planned. I just grabbed a stack because I was like gonna post a thing of like Michigan horror and all this other stuff. But I don't know. Let's see really quick. Feaster Sunday.
I've never seen it, but I've heard of it.
Okay, sick. That's cool that you've heard of it.
That cover art's sick for sure.
It's pretty cool. I like that retro vibe going on. These
Yeah.
guys are from Michigan, and that's they're called Rock Bottom, I think. I might have gotten that wrong. Hold up. Oh, it is. It's yeah. So they're local, so that's cool. Um, what's this one? I don't know. Have you ever heard of or seen Necrophile?
I wanna say it sounds familiar, but I can't
You
say
would
for
know if
sure.
you've seen Necro, dude. You would
I
know.
haven't seen it. I've definitely have not seen it, but I
Right,
think
yeah.
I may have heard of it, but yeah, I'm not sure.
And I'm not trying to be a dick or whatever when I
Oh, no,
say
you're
this.
good.
Like, oh, you've never seen this.
Yeah,
I just
right.
like it's like one that if you see, you'd be like, I would never forget that shit. Like, it's so silly. It's awesome. Like really quick, Matt Jaisley, the director of that, did that in the '90s. He
Mhm.
lives up here, and Laura and I are in his next movie. I don't know if it's going to be awesome or not yet, but like it was really fun to do. So like we're acting in it, and yeah, that'll be coming out in the near future. It's called Amityville AI, and it's by the director of that one.
Oh, hell yeah. Alright.
Yeah, so we'll see. All right, have you heard of or seen this one, Let Us In?
Let us in. I've no.
So this one is also Michigan. These are all, again, for the most part, Michigan movies. I
Alright.
was in the post. That one's made by a guy, Anthony Moran. He's from Detroit too, so he's been doing his thing, and that Edison is pretty cool. But yeah, he's got a couple other movies too that I have, or at least one. But he's working on one right now. You can check him out. I forget the name of his American Independent Pictures.
Okay.
Let's see. This one, I don't even know if it's Michigan, bro, but I found it locally because I find like weird stuff around. And this one's called Ruthless. And I can't find anything about this one online at all. And it's from like 15 years ago. And this one was one of those movies that like, damn, I like really want to find something to like about this one. Like I'm trying, I know that sounds mean. But in the end, I read about like how they made it and what they did and blah blah blah. And I was like, I was on another level of appreciation for the movie after I saw it. It's not that I thought that it was particularly good or anything, but like it helped me see a lot of spirit in the movie. And there was some fun stuff about it, but like when you see somebody's shortcomings, you can also see a lot of the positive things in the rest of their work. I know that sounds very, very backhanded, but I'm not trying to be. I think there's like a lot of cool stuff in this, but overall it's like one of those things. It's like, how do we fill time type of thing? And I think that's why I wanted to make Blood Gorge kind of shorter, because A, we didn't have very much time, but B, I also didn't want people to get bored. I didn't want to stretch something out to like 80 minutes if we didn't have the proper material to go feature length, So I just wanted to make something fun.
Hell yeah.
So who knows? It's probably really fun for someone. But
yeah, right.
This is the coup de grace, if I may. This, I know you've never seen it. I'm not trying to be that guy. It's just I talk about this one so much, and I made an Instagram post a couple of months ago about Anxiety Alley. This thing, this is what inspired Blood Gorge 1000%. It's 13 minutes long, all right, and it's literally about a local haunted house in Lincoln Park called Anxiety Alley, and this was like a promo for it. Where like four of the guys that I guess knew somebody who worked there or their dad ran this haunted house. They all put on a bunch of wigs and run around a haunted house, and one of them was a killer, just killing them all. And it was so ridiculous, dude. And it's so funny. It's like the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. And everyone should watch it. I made everyone watch Anxiety Alley when we had one meeting about Blood Gorge, and I just rallied everyone in the living room. I was like, we have to watch Anxiety Alley. And if you all fuck with this, like, then you'll get what I'm trying to do. And they all fucked with it. And now we have Blood Gorge.
Nice. Yeah, I'm going to have to try to find that somewhere.
Yeah, it's
Anxiety
really
Alley now.
I might try to upload it to YouTube for people to see, because it needs to be shared, dude. It's so ridiculous. I love it so much. It's so bad, but it's amazing. And that's the thing. You can find something in bad shit to like. You feel me? Like,
oh yeah. Yeah, I love plenty of movies that are like so bad that they're good.
What's a really good so bad it's good movie?
Oh man.
And I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but like this is like what I need to know.
Fuck. Oh,
they're out there, and Anxiety Alley is one of them. And it's because of its self-awareness. And I think personally that Blood Gorge is very fucking self-aware. I think if you miss that, then yeah, it's not going to be for you, because it's not like a real fucking movie. It's like, it's Blood Gorge, dude.
It's a real fucking movie to me.
I mean, I appreciate that. I and to the people that worked on it like really hard. My brother shot and edited it, and so he worked really hard to make it look the way it does. I was initially gonna record. I was gonna buy a VHS camcorder and shoot the whole movie on a camcorder like that.
Oh, that'd be sick.
And then it would have been sick. But that's kind of how Cruel and Blood Gorge came about, because Vince, my brother, and I had been talking about making a movie for like a couple years, just like
Mhm.
trying to like spitball ideas. And he has, he makes music videos and stuff, and he's a photographer. So we were just like, all right, let's use our one brain cell. And yeah, I filmed all of Cruel, but I showed it to him. And was like, dude, I'm, trying to make these movies, man. And I convinced him, sort of, we were talking about Blood Gorge, and then we did another one, and then we're going to do another one. So yeah, I kind of just conned him into doing this. That's what I'm
Hell
getting at.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it, though.
Yeah. I mean, how else do you do shit, really?
Yeah, right. So one that's so bad it's good, in my opinion,
Yeah.
that I just watched the other day for the first time is Street Trash.
Oh, dude, it's so good. It's good. It's not bad, bro. This movie, did you catch the Street Trash reference in Blood Gorge?
Shit, I did not. I wasn't looking for one. I did not. Fuck.
That's because you're a poser, dude. But
Oh, I am. You got
no,
me.
but in Blood Gorge, when Kate's character, Kate,
Mhm.
is introduced, she's drinking Viper Tenafly, and then she throws it against the
Oh
wall.
shit.
It's
I didn't.
very small. It's
Yeah,
like you can
I'm
barely.
gonna have to watch it again and catch that. Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's super small, but it was the sticker that came with this. We put it on a fake beer bottle, and
That's awesome. Hell yeah.
it was pretty awesome. Really quick fun story about that is I ordered one fake bottle, right?
Mhm.
Because I was like, how many times are we gonna need to throw a bottle against the wall, dude? And the Street Trash DVD came with 2 stickers. And what happened was I opened the box for the bottle, and I was like, dude, this is so cool, this fake glass sugar bottle. And I just like, it just jumped out of my hand and
Oh,
splattered all over my like, I put the sticker on it to see what it looked like. And I was
damn.
like, this looks great, dude. One and done. Boom. And I set it, I guess I went to go set it down, and just shattered my life away. And I was like, no, because the movie we were also filming in like 5 days or whatever. And so I just broke the one bottle, but I had another sticker. So then I had to pay for expedited shipping, which was like another $20 to ship a fucking fake bottle.
Damn.
And yeah, it's what you get. It's what I get. But at least I had 2 stickers, so it's all good.
Yeah, right. That worked out at least. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, speaking of Blood Gorge, the mask. What is that mask? Because it looks so fucking familiar.
Yeah, I bet it does, dude. And I almost don't want to tell
Well,
you,
no,
because
only if you want to tell. If not, it's all
I
good.
just, it's not even that. It's like, I just don't want to go saying what it is and
Mhm.
then get sued,
Okay, fair
perhaps.
enough. Fair enough.
Because like when I found it, I didn't know what the hell it was from, because it was missing a particular part of the mask, and I was just like, this is fucking bizarro. And I I know absolutely 100% what it is. It's just I don't know. I think there should be some type of mystery to it too. I know some
Yeah,
people
no.
know,
Yeah.
but
No,
yeah,
I'll keep doing some detective work. I just
yeah, I know. We'll talk about it. It's just so
okay.
silly. It's like, if I were to say it, it's like, oh, it's really obvious, and it's also kind of like this. It's ridiculous. Really, is
No,
the only way to
we'll keep the
explain it.
mystery. We'll keep the mystery alive. I'm fine with that.
But a fun story about it though is that we tried to find another one for like, a backup mask, because I only had
Mhm.
the one. And then we found one person on Etsy that had one. So we ordered it, and we were going to fuck it up and make it like, change it up a little bit more. But we didn't. And then a couple weeks into it, someone posted like 10 of them at once on eBay.
Oh wow.
And Ali, who's in the movie, for whatever the hell reason, went and bought them all, and just like got them delivered to his house. And he sent us a picture of all the masks like on his floor. And we were just like, they were all brand new. And I don't know. I think he's still got them all, but we should we might put them up on like a Kickstarter or something, and
Oh
sell
yeah.
like all these, one of the screen used ones, and then just a bunch of like, goofy ones that we got offline. So we hopefully
Yeah.
bought them all. So there's like no more out there.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I'll have to
Yeah.
keep an eye on that. I would love to have one in the studio for sure.
Oh no, I mean, I wouldn't even know what to ask for stuff like that. You know what I mean? But if Ali still has like 10 of them, I'm gonna bother him for a few.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, I guess you kind of already touched on it already, but with Blood Gorge,
Mm-hmm.
are there or would there be any plans for a full length in the future?
Oh yeah, there are, but it's not called
Okay.
Blood Gorge.
Okay.
Really, it's like a different mask, but the idea is like Cruel, Last House on Morrow Road is kind of what I wanted Cruel, the Cross Village Encounter to be.
Okay.
And so this summer we're working on a new slasher movie, and it's kind of I'm hoping that it's what I wanted Blood Gorge to be. So, um, it's called Hellmare, all one word,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just another slasher movie with all of us in it and a couple other people, and we're really trying to work with a actor that we all like. So hopefully that works out, and yeah, it's gonna be still pretty micro budget.
Mm-hmm.
Hey Jackie, please. Thank you. But we're gonna try the Kickstarter thing, I guess. So that would be the plan. Hellmare, fuck
Nice.
you. That's the tagline.
Yeah.
Hellmare, fuck you.
Hell yeah.
Um,
I'm stoked already for it.
hey, thanks. And then there's a. I'm sorry if I'm just ranting about
No,
this
you're
shit,
good.
but
You're good, man.
it's gonna be like I'm just gonna ruin the surprise. It's gonna be like a horse head killer mask. You feel me?
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
Hellmare, get it? I
Okay.
thought it was just funny, like like a nightmare, but like a hellish nightmare, you
That's what I
know?
was thinking. Yeah.
Right. Hellmare, one word. And of course, I know the word mare is like a fucking horse, but like anytime I brought it up to somebody, they were like a scary horse, and I was like, no, but yes. And so we're just gonna do Blood Gorge longer with hopefully an actor, better gear, and call it Hellmare.
Fuck yeah. I'm all about it.
Blood Gorge 2.
Yes. Fucking horse head. Let's go.
Yeah. And last thing I'll say about it, because it's so silly, is that I wanted it to. Do you know those like knockoff, like silly, goofy, jiggly horse head masks,
Yeah.
like with the
Yep.
big eyes? I I thought of that like as the killer mask because I thought that would be funny as shit. And then the story we started writing was just getting a little darker, and so we're gonna try to rework the mask some way, so it's not like a googly eye, like
A little more serious.
a little bit more serious, like
Yeah.
hopefully actually kind of upsetting or something, you know? I don't know. It probably won't
Hell
be
yeah.
upsetting at all or good, but it's gonna be fun.
Oh, yeah. If it's fun, it'll be good. Yeah, like I said, I'm already a huge fan of yours, so I'm very excited for Cruel 2, Blood Mare, and whatever else you have in the works or you're going to be working on in the future.
Thank you.
'Cause yeah, you're not to boost your ego, but you're one of my favorite directors at this point. So
And on the no budget, working with like a couple $100 scale, then
yeah,
I'll take that. I appreciate that. I don't know how many other people are making movies with that. I mean, there are people out there, but I just want to see more of them. Like I kind of like I know people that like to make music or movies, but they say they don't have the time or the money, and I just want to see more of them because you don't really need too much money to just. You might need to have the right friends or like friend group because I
right.
lucked out with like our best friend had special effects artists and Vince being a photographer and CJ being a graphic designer. So I really I just overutilized all my closest friends' natural talents. And like Laura, my fiance, she's been in all the movies, but like on top of her being in them, she like did makeup stuff for Cruel 2 and made Maddie our ghost, and so she just does pull shit out of her pocket too all the time. So everyone's just like doing 10 things at once and they're all really good at it. And so I kind of just help, just tell them how I see it and then they just make
Mhm.
it happen. So it's not even like I can't take any credit for it, it's
No,
all
that's
my
awesome though.
really
It's so awesome because yeah, everything works, everyone contributes.
yeah,
Um,
no, maybe
say and
so much.
since you act in the movies as well, what do you prefer to direct or to act?
I only act in them not because like I'm an actor. Like I just don't have a large enough friend group to not be in it,
Okay.
you know? And I kind of feel like since it's all my real friends, it's just I think it goes more naturally. I, not an actor, dude, but it's just really been. I think it makes it directing the whole thing easier too if I'm in it because then it can
Mhm.
just be like, okay, use me as a reference, and we just like Vince stand over here, and he's like, no, what if I do it over here? And I'm like, cool, that looks awesome too, and then we just do it, and I think it just helps the process go a little more smoothly since we're all there.
Right.
Um, it's not like none of us are trying to be actors. We all just really wanted to do this thing. Like none of us like really, hey Jackie, come here. None of us ever wanted to be in movies or whatever. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? We just like watching movies. Everyone in the movie is like a real big horror movie fan. Laura, Vince, Kate, Ali, CJ, like Maddie, she's getting dragged to all these movies, but like we all love them.
Mhm.
And I think it does show to a degree because I've seen horror movies where you can tell someone's heart isn't in it because they just don't really understand horror movies on a molecular level. You kind of have to get them at a small level to fully be able to appreciate what's happening on the big scale.
Right.
And so if you're not really exposed to this world, you're not going to understand this world. You're not going to understand what the hell, Blood Gorge is about too. And I'd like to think there's underlying messages in Blood Gorge too, sort of, like it's about something,
Mhm.
but it's really not at the end of the day. It's like a pointless slasher movie. But I'd like to think that there's like themes of checking in on your friends like when they really need it too, because a couple of the characters get killed and the friends are like, yeah, it's all good, and it's kind of
Yeah,
like
yeah.
there was genuine concern on the phone call. You should be upset. Like, what happened? And sometimes we don't think that way, and they could be murdered in their basement and you don't even care. And
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I see that too, yeah, with the I don't wanna, like, spoil the movie or anything, but, yeah, by the end of it, you're like, maybe be nicer to the people in your life.
you feel me? Like
Yeah.
it's about that, and it's about communication and just checking in, and that's what it's about. But it's not. It's about a killer in a mask that's killing all my closest personal friends. It
Yeah.
has nothing to do with all that shit, but at the same time, it does.
It can be both.
It can be
Fun.
both.
Yeah.
I think everything can be both.
Right? Hell yeah.
Right.
Well, yeah, we'll wrap it up here. I know you had a long day,
Yeah.
so I don't wanna take too much of your
Oh,
time here.
like
Um,
I said, dude, I don't mind, but please. What's
so
up?
the next one up is Cruel 2. You're editing
Yeah.
it now. Do you have, like, a release day in mind or just
No.
kinda rolling with it?
Yeah, I think we're just rolling with it because, like, I don't know. Again, I don't know how to make movies. We're just doing it. I don't know how to promote movies. We're just doing it. And I don't know. I think we just did the first one on a whim, sort of. I always wanted to do this, but I didn't know how. And you don't really know how to do something unless you just go do it, type of
Yeah,
thing.
absolutely.
And Cruel was me not knowing how to do it. Blood Gorge was me not knowing how to do it, but having friends that kind of sort of know how to do it. And then Cruel 3 was me sort of, or Cruel 2, sorry, is me sort of getting a better grasp of how to do it with friends who still already are really good at what they do. So I don't know. As far as a release date, though, to back to that point, um, no, because I don't know how to. I'd
Fair
love for
enough.
someone to like pick it up,
Right.
but I don't know if I don't know. I mean, somebody picked up Cruel like right off the rip, which was really sweet, and then someone sort of picked up Blood Gorge, like Jason at Toxic Filth picked it up, and Uncut TV in Austria picked it up for DVD and stuff. And
Nice.
yeah, I think that means something to a degree, that people fuck with it enough for that, to want to help it out. and then there's probably going to be we're going to do a VHS run, but on Halloween there's going to be a bigger release of VHS by somebody else. So it's getting like little things. I don't want to say little, but you know what I mean. It's getting like things sort of. It's getting some sort of distribution, and I appreciate it greatly. It would be nice for Cruel too to get some sort of distribution, but I really don't know who to talk to. So we're just gonna like send out a couple emails and see what happens. But I'd like for it to be out by Halloween of 2024. Maybe even like October on Devil's Night again. You know, we'll just like throw it out there for the world. Who knows? If no one fucks with it by Halloween, I'm just gonna be like, fuck it and put it out, because we just wanted to make stupid movies to show people, because I like stupid movies. I'm really hoping other people do to a degree. And yeah, we're gonna do it again.
Fuck yeah.
October, Halloween. Let's say Halloween.
All right, fair enough. By Halloween or sooner.
Or sooner, potentially. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. This shit also takes a while, man. Like
right.
Like the first one, getting that from the beginning stages of it to getting it out, it took nearly a year. And so that's another reason that I would think, maybe we'll just say fuck it and put it out, because who cares, really? I just want to make them and put them out. If it's going to sit around for another year, I don't want to really go that route. So we're going to try and speed it up, edit it, and get it to some people ASAP. So maybe we can put it out, but Halloween at the latest.
Awesome. Well, if there's anything I can do to help out the cause, you let me know.
I appreciate it.
I'm all about it.
Yeah. I'd love to talk to more people about it. I just don't really know. Again, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what to do. Put it on YouTube or Tubi again. Mm-hmm. Who knows? But there will be a DVD and a VHS and all that other crap, because I like how it looks on my shelf.
Yeah, right. All about it.
I bought a whole bunch of Trauma movies the other day, and I set it on a stack, and Blood Gorge was like one of the latest things. And I was like, dude, that looks so good in there. So I just want to do that so that I can put them with my movies and be like, I put something in my own collection.
Yeah.
Hurrah. That's why I'm that's it. That's why I do it. But my friends do it because we all like it too, and I think that's the same thing. Laura's collection, Kate's collection, they helped so that we could put a movie on our shelves, is literally it. Bruno.
Well, yeah, I'll say as long as you keep making horror movies for horror, what is it? Horror movies for horror fans by horror fans.
Yeah,
I'm here to support you.
Version. Thank you, Ian. I appreciate it. Like,
it
really does mean a lot. I seriously, I just you asking me to be on your channel, and Bruno, please cut it out. It's garbage day over here, and Jackie's scared, and Bruno is she has anxiety issues, and she's been shaken all day because of it. And Bruno is just a menace. Last thing. What was I saying? I'm sorry, dude.
Oh, it's all good. No, I think we're just wrapping up the Cruel 2 talk there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's garbage day, so
garbage day. See, I didn't even mean that, but look, dude, this is horror movies being implanted into your fucking psyche, dude. Everything comes full circle. You think I'm joking?
That's right.
This is real, dude. This is business. Horror movies are real life. That's the problem, dude. I could go. All right. If you want more of this, though, we could just do this sometime, dude.
Oh, absolutely. I will. Yeah, we'll schedule some more.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna send you my number after this, and we can just bullshit movies all day, every day. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, for sure. And I think what I was saying is, I was just saying that I appreciate you and your time, and again, having me on the show, and reviewing Cruel when a lot of people weren't really trying to give it too much of a chance or whatever. You saying anything about it, but like you saying nice things about it was really cool, dude. And I appreciate it big time.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I won't lie about my reviews. Like I won't make shit up or say something I like something when I don't. But yeah,
Right.
I always try to find the positives, and yeah, Cruel was just it worked for me. And the fact it was like
Thank you.
$100 budget, like
Yeah.
that goes a long way. Um,
Thank you.
with
Yeah.
watching the movie and all that. Like, yeah, it was a good time. I watched that again
Thank you.
last night. Like I said, I'm a
I
fan.
appreciate that. I appreciate it because, like, really, I had low expectations for how it came out. What we filmed is what we got. Everything that's on in the movie is like the first take. We didn't really do second takes. It's all
Mhm.
just point and shoot, you know? And it became a movie after the point and shoots. So it's that's cool to me. Maybe if we had more time to do some more, some reshoots or some better
Mhm.
takes or whatever, maybe they would be more polished, but maybe they'd lose some of their heart, perhaps. So
Right.
it's like there's got to be a balance somewhere.
Yeah.
Um,
No, I think it works perfectly for what it is. And
think-
um and honestly, like after I watched Blood Gorge, like I reviewed that as well, and I don't think I put it in my review, but I wanted to say like you're my current favorite director. Like you're like you're what the fuck am I trying to say? Like you have big thing. Like there's gonna be big things in your future for directing.
Dude,
So
thank you.
I think Cruel was the perfect start. Like it just being like one take, like you have no idea what you're doing. Your words, not mine. Um,
No, it's
and
fact though.
and I
Real.
think that's gonna be awesome because I can see like if you stick with it and keep doing this and progressing,
Mhm.
in a few years, like you're gonna get that one that just fucking hits for everybody. And I think it's gonna be cool to look back and be like, Cruel, like this movie that a lot of people don't know about. It has this
Yeah.
gnarly cover, and it's just like this like 60-minute found footage ordeal, but like that was
Mhm.
his first movie. I think it's
Yeah.
just I don't know, it's just gonna be cool.
I appreciate the huge vote of confidence because that's what that is. And it really means so much to me. I don't know if I'm like I don't even know if I have aspirations to like make a big one. I mean, I
Mhm.
do, but like for myself, like I have aspirations. Like if someone would give me like X amount of money, I could make such an awesome movie that I would want to see so bad. And it wouldn't be that huge of a budget, honestly. I think I could make something really fucking like fun
Mhm.
with a normal, like a very small budget that isn't $600. Shout out David Espinoza, by the way. He my boy David produced Cruel 2, so I want to say that. And a couple other people like really donated and helped that cause, like, and they'll be all thanked, and the credits to the movie and all that. And yeah, I just think with like a little bit of money though, we can make something really fucking fun, and that's what we're gonna try to do in August. And yeah, I appreciate all the nice shit, dude. Like Ian, that really means a lot to me. Don't think I'm trying to hit it big or anything, but that's why I think that's a nice vote of confidence to make me keep wanting to do it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like I said, I'm a fan of yours already with these two. I'm very excited for Cruel 3. Um,
Thank you.
so it's you're going up. You're going, each one's getting better and better. So regardless if you're going to be a big director someday,
Right, right.
um, just keep doing what you're doing, man. That's all I can
Yeah.
say. Keep it true to you and keep making what you want to make. And I'm loving it. So I can't speak for everyone, but I'm loving
No,
it. So
I acknowledge that, and I everyone's allowed to hate it or like it or enjoy it or whatever. But I appreciate you, Ian, for liking it. Like truly, it means a lot. Um, hopefully, a couple more people like it. If not, that's totally fine. But also, fuck you. Uh, but
fuck them.
no, it's all good. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, and that's what it
Yeah,
is.
for
Like
sure.
that's what makes it art. Like that
Yeah.
art. That's what makes it, and it's open for interpretation. And I'm glad you're interpreting it positively. Positively. Thank you. Sorry, my dogs are just going crazy.
I
Jackie,
know it. Nah,
go lay down.
we'll wrap it up for real this time.
Yeah.
So you can handle the dogs. But yeah, I'll include the links to the movies in the show notes and the Instagram and YouTube and all that.
Yeah.
You have anything else you want to shout out, or any social media, anything you want to shout out?
No, not really.
Here?
We're at RFN Pictures, and it's Instagram and it's YouTube. And yeah, I mean, if I don't want to forget anybody, so I'm just gonna, I have a lot of filmmaker friends, and and they're not even friends, like people that I haven't met in real life, but like people that I talk to about filmmaking, and I share their stuff as often as I can. And so just keep a lookout for them, because like there's people that are doing it. So just follow us there if you want to hear about more stuff by other people. And that's about it. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me, Ian Van Gool.
Absolutely. I appreciate you taking time out to chat with me. So yeah, everyone watching and listening, please keep an eye out for Cruel 2. And if you have not seen Cruel or Blood Gorge, I highly recommend them both.
I think I'm losing you.
Uh-oh.
Fuck.
I hope you all enjoyed this episode with Victor. We lost connection at the very end there, but luckily we were wrapping up, so it was perfect timing. Again, please go check out Cruel and Blood Gorge. Check out RFN Pictures on Instagram and YouTube. The links are in the show notes. And thanks again to Victor for taking time out to chat. It really was such a blast, and hopefully we can do it again sometime soon. As for us here, I appreciate every single one of you that's listening or watching. If you're looking for other ways to support us, we do have a Patreon. Shout out to Ghoulie Julie once again, holding it down over there. If anyone wants to join her, it's just $3 a month to help keep us rolling. We are also on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Discord, Threads, and we have merch. I'm working on brand new designs, but in the meantime, we do have some podcast merch, Ghoul Squad merch, and Van Gogh Reviews merch. So go check it out at GhoulSquadShop.com. If you're listening to the audio version right now, please give us a 5-star rating. I'd greatly appreciate it. But that'll do it for another episode of Blood, Gore, and Ghouls Horror Movie Podcast. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll be back next week with a brand new episode. So have a great week, and please stay safe out there.
Don't let the ghosts and the ghouls disturb you.
There you go. That's it.